Hello, everyone, and welcome to my analysis of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. It's on Friday at Del Mar, and some of these horses might be in the Kentucky Derby next year. Who knows? So let's get the analysis started. Number one is East Avenue. East Avenue won the Breeders' Fraternity at Keeneland by 5 1/4 of a length after setting the pace the entire way. Let's take a look at the race again. I know we've looked at this race before. Why not one more time? East Avenue is leading them into the home stretch. Ferocious is in second. Dapper Moon is in third. Dapper Moon was chasing in second for most of the race, and here he was getting tired late. East Avenue is going very easily. It's very impressive to watch this race. It looks like he's not even trying. And Ferocious, who was highly touted before the race, and I even picked him in this race, had no answer for him in second. He could not keep up with East Avenue, who just drew clear. It concerns me that East Avenue is a speed horse, though, that probably needs to lead. And there's other speed in this race, particularly from the Baffert barn. Baffert always sends one or two horses to the front, and it concerns me that they're going to wear out East Avenue in this race. And it also concerns me that the fourth place finisher of the Breeders' Fraternity, Dapper Moon, could only finish fourth in the Street Sense Stakes, which is a grade 3. I'm going to pass on East Avenue, but I can't blame people for picking him. Number 2 is Getaway Car. Now I know some people will think this is a sprinter because he faded to fourth in the Del Mar Futurity, but then he came back with a strong effort in the American Pharoah Stakes at Santa Anita and ran second by 2 lengths to Citizen Bull, who was his stablemate. Let's take a look at the race. Here they are around the far turn. Citizen Bull is on the lead, Getaway Car is in second, and Getaway Car is trying pretty hard here, but Citizen Bull had the lead the entire way. And you know, when Baffert horses secure the lead, they tend not to stop, and Getaway Car is in second by 2 lengths, but look at the margin in third. Just the fact that Getaway Car is that far ahead of the third place horse is a great sign. He never fades away farther than 2 lengths or 2.5 lengths, and that's a good sign too. I mean, you can't say that Getaway Car didn't run a fast race. He wasn't that far behind Citizen Bull. And I think what happened in the Del Mar Futurity is that there was a dead rail. Because if you look at the chart for the day, most of the winners came from the outside. So Getaway Car deserves another chance. He's going to be big odds. He's 20 to 1 on the morning line. And he's going to be one of my choices in this race. He will need to survive a hot pace though. Number 3 is Hill Road. Hill Road is a question mark because he only has 2 starts over in Europe, over in Ireland, and he ran 7th in the Vincent O'Brien National Stakes after breaking his maiden by 5. I don't know what he's going to do on dirt. He does have some dirt breeding. He's by Quality Road, and Lemon Drop Kid is a dam sire. And I did notice some dirt breeding in his female family in his dam line as well, but I just don't know what he's going to do. Without any dirt starts, I can't really judge him. I'm just going to pass. Number 4 is Ferocious. He was second by half a length in the Hopeful Stakes to Chancellor McPatrick, and I picked him in the Breeders' Futurity, but then he was second by 5 1/4 of a length as East Avenue completely crushed the field. I just don't believe this horse is fast enough after seeing him lose by over 5 lengths to East Avenue. It just doesn't seem like he's as good as most people thought at the beginning when he broke his maiden by over 7 lengths. I'm going to pass on him, and if he beats me, he beats me, but I just don't see it on paper. Number 5 is Jonathan's Way. Jonathan's Way has done nothing wrong. He broke his maiden at Saratoga impressively, and I picked him in the Iroquois Stakes. He won on the lead. He won by 2 3/4 of a length over Owen Almighty. I just question who he beat in the Iroquois Stakes. I don't know how good Owen Almighty is. The 5th place finisher, Sandman, went on to compete in the Street Sense Stakes, and he could only finish 3rd in that race. So I question how good the field was in the Iroquois. He's 9 to 2 on the morning line, and I can't blame people for picking him, but I'm going to go in another direction in this race. He will face some pace problems if he tries to go to the front with that rail horse, East Avenue, and one of the Baffert horses will surely go to the front as well. So it's interesting to see what kind of strategy they will use with Jonathan's Way, who did come from off the pace in his maiden win, although that was a sprint race. We'll see what happens, but I think the pace will be too hard on him. And again, I question what was in the Iroquois Stakes. Horses from the Iroquois Stakes typically don't win the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, although I have not researched that carefully, so maybe it's wrong. Number 6 is Citizen Bull. We just watched him in the American Pharoah, and he held off Getaway Car by 2 lengths. Again, he had the lead throughout the race, and I mentioned that Baffert horses don't stop. Once they secure the lead, they just keep going. And I question whether Citizen Bull can rate in second or third and still go on to win. He did run just off the leader in his maiden win by half a length before going on to break his maiden, so maybe that's a good sign. And he is working well. I've watched his works on XBTV. If I like Getaway Car, why wouldn't I like Citizen Bull? It doesn't make sense to like one and not the other. Citizen Bull does hold the high breeze figure too, at 100, so I will pick him alongside Getaway Car. He's going to be my second horse in this race. Of course, Baffert trains, so it's his home course, and that's a good sign as well. And he does draw outside. I always prefer the outside speed rather than the inside speed. He's going to be my second choice in this race, alongside Getaway Car. Number 7 is Gaming. Gaming won the Del Mar Fraternity by 1 3/4 of a length. Using stalking tactics, we can catch the race on the far turn. Here they are in the far turn. Getaway Car is on the rail. Gaming is right next to him. He's moving into the lead. And behind them on the outside is Mackenzie Street and Citizen Bull. And Mackenzie Street is going to move into second. Citizen Bull is not really moving on the outside, but he's still in the picture, and Getaway Car is just going to continue to fade on the rail. But again, I thought the rail was dead on that card, and maybe that affected Getaway Car's performance. Regardless, Gaming did win impressively, but why did he miss the American Pharoah Stakes at Santa Anita? There was no reason for him to miss that race. It kind of worries me that he missed the American Pharoah Stakes, and I don't know. I just prefer the horses that came from the American Pharoah since they just had a recent race. If he wins, he wins. He has a good jockey on him, Irad Ortiz Jr., and of course Baffert trains Gaming, and he wouldn't put him in this race if he didn't think he could win. Maybe he'll get a good setup, and I can't blame people for picking Gaming. But I'm going to stick with my 2 horses from the American Pharoah. Maybe if I had a top 4, he would be on it, but I'm going to take a pass. Number 8 is Shin Believe. Shin Believe won his first career start over in Japan by 5 lengths. And if you watched the race, I don't think I have the video replay on me, but if you watched the race, it was a very easy win. He won it impressively, and he won it in the way you would hope for a horse making his second career start in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, but I'm not sure what to make of the competition over there. This horse was expensive. He cost $800K. His trainer does not win often when he ships outside of Japan. If you look at DRF Formulator, over the past few years, he has only won once. I believe over the past 5 years, he's only won once with a shipper outside of Japan. When he ships to Middle East or North America, he's only won once. And I don't know if I could trust his trainer. I think that's the biggest strike against him. Let's move on. Number 9 is Ekoro Azil, and he was 5th in a race won by American Bikini. He's probably going to be one of the top contenders in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile fillies. So Ekoro Azil lost to a filly by 6 1/4 of a length. And again, he has the same trainer as Shin Believe. And I just pointed out that this trainer does not win outside of Japan that often. So I don't know if I could trust him just based on his trainer and the fact that he lost by 6 lengths to a filly. If he wins, it's going to be a big day for those who bet him. He's 30-1 on the morning line, but I'm going to pass. Number 10 is Chancer McPatrick. He won the Hopeful Stakes and then he won the Champagne Stakes, so he's a 2-time Grade 1 winner. I will say that he got a setup in the Champagne Stakes. Look at those fractions, 22, 45, 111. He's a deep closer, so he got a pretty good setup, and he won by 2 3/4 of a length over Tip Top Thomas, who probably did all the work in that race. Will Chancer McPatrick get a setup in this race, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile? Most likely. As I said, East Avenue is going to go to the lead. Jonathan's Way might go to the lead. One of the Baffert horses, Citizen Bull or Getaway Car, might join them. There's a lot of speed in this race. Yes, he might get a setup as well, but I wonder how good he is. He was only half a length better than Ferocious in the Hopeful Stakes, and I don't think too highly of that horse anymore. And he won the Champagne by over 2 lengths, but again, he got a setup in that race, and I doubt Tip Top Thomas is as good as some of the bigger names in this race. So I question how good Chancer McPatrick is, and the price will be low. He's 3-1 on the morning line, and people are going to bet him just because Chad Brown is the trainer. I'm going to pass on him, although if I did a trifecta or superfecta, I probably wouldn't leave him out. I'm only picking 2 horses in this race, and I'm going to do a horizontal bet rather than something vertical, so I'm going to leave him out. I understand if people are going to pick him, but he's not going to be on my ticket. My final two choices for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile are Citizen Bull and Getaway Car. They have the home court advantage. They have the high breeze figures, 198. They have Bob Baffert behind them. And I know the pace will be rough, but maybe one of them will stalk. Or maybe one of them will endure the pace. I think the American Pharaoh effort proved that Getaway Car could handle this distance. The only reason Citizen Bull didn't stop was because he held an uncontested lead the entire race. Getaway Car still ran a fast race, only finishing 2 lengths behind him. So Citizen Bull and Getaway Car, my final two choices here. Good luck on your bets on Breeders' Cup weekend, and I'll see you guys soon.